Well, this is unexpected. Hi there. Welcome to the second devlog. We're hopefully going to be doing things differently from now on, as you can already tell from everything here. So, for the last devlog, we didn't really show much in depth, and we actually got a ton of stuff done in 1 month from then, so hopefully I can clear some things up here. Let's talk about the level editor. Boll isn't really known for having the best editor out there. Back in Sonic Boll 1.5, a level editor was first concepted called Lapis. It was an external program that used crude programmer art to translate to in-game objects. It had some very basic UI and bare-bones functionality, and enemies were literal circles. Like, these are Koopas! As you can imagine, it didn't get very far. It was quickly removed in the next version. But in 1.9, a new level editor that everyone has come to know and somewhat love released. You all know it, it's Lemon! Lemon was a bit more usable, using proper sprites from the game, better UI, and even a way to make custom themes. Lemon had most things to fulfill the purpose of creating basic SMB1 levels with camera boundaries, more objects, and being able to edit properties. It was pretty good at what it did. But now, for the moment you've been waiting for, Boll 2 is proud to present Jade! Okay, yeah, this isn't very special of an announcement on its own. If you're on the Discord or follow the Twitter, you should have known about Jade for around 6 months now. But it's finally time to show a full in-depth look into the new editor. First up, we have Object Mode, which is the basic mode everyone should get to know and love. It has the usual tools: selection, draw, fill, eraser, and a new tool to this editor, an eyedropper, which should hopefully make quick object selection easier. You select objects from the object list on the right, and if you hit the Properties tab above with an object selected, you can change numerous properties and variables of the object, and there's a lot more customizability with objects this time around. Onto Tile Mode. This is probably one of the key features of the new engine, and that's the fact that you get to manually draw out the shapes of your level. There's a few upsides and downsides of the system. Manual tiling is great because it gives advanced level creators more control over how they want the level to look. But on the other hand, for smaller creators who just want to make a basic level, it may be a bit more time consuming. But I hope we find a solution for this later. Now the final mode we have to show for now is the new Gizmo mode. I myself call it Node mode though, so for now on I'm going to be calling it that. It's pretty similar to Object mode, being able to place a few special objects like camera boundaries or whatever. But the main highlight of this mode is the new Node tool. You're able to move almost any object in an editor on a path, Mario Maker style. There's a bunch of options to choose from, but I don't have the time to explain all of them, so here's a clip. Okay, now that we've gotten level editor stuff out of the way, let's show some new stuff. Well, first, as you can see, we finally have proper tiles and backgrounds into the game, along with a GUI. The game is a lot more like a game. We've been adding some new VFX and experimenting with different sounds, so here's what we have so far. For now, the sounds are still placeholder, obviously, they're just ripped out of Super Mario World, but we're slowly making progress on creating the tiles and background. The current background shown is a complete placeholder from the original game. It will be completely redone when the game releases. Also, as you can tell, we finally got power-ups to work. The way they work currently is that in the config file for the skin, you can define a palette image to use, so that you don't need to make manual sprites of the colors, although if you do want to manually override the powers with your own sprites, you do have the choice still. But now, it's time for something special. Yeah, that's right, Sonic has a new move, the wall run. He converts his horizontal momentum into vertical momentum. Be careful, because it quickly deteriorates, but don't worry, you can wall jump. This move can hopefully give Sonic some more gameplay variety other than spit dashing and jumping everywhere. It also gives him a quick vertical boost in situations where he could need it. It also allows us to design a lot of levels more vertically, since every character now has some sort of verticality in their moveset. Next, I'd like to show off some features and quick flashes. Zappers are a new block which allow amps to connect together with electricity, creating deadly lines of electrical current that cannot be passed through without severely injuring the player. Zappers and amps can also be put on nodes, so you can create a lot of wild moving contraptions. In the future, the electrical current mechanic is going to be used a lot more in other things like powering technical blocks, or even having a whole power-up around that idea. Next, we have rounded slopes. You got a hint of this in the last devlog, but I'm here to fully reveal them. They come in two sizes currently with a third one planned, and they allow the player to mostly run up it or slide off it to gain some momentum, but their primary use is for physics objects to have some fun with. Speaking of physics objects, I should note we've made an entirely new system for those. Currently we only have a placeholder Sonic Boll object that uses it, but we plan for things like spike balls or crazy gimmicks to use it, which will hopefully give a lot more spice to level design and player interaction. We have to manually make new collision, interaction, and a whole momentum system, even taking into account weight to determine how it should lean off edges. It's kinda crazy. Now, I could go on about some more minor features we've done, like deactivating instances off screen, enemies having more expression and animations, or tile layers in Jade. But I think that'd be lame to fully make a section on, and I want to maximize your time, so I want to show off something very special. We here at Boll Team are proud to present for the almost first time in Boll history, an original composition for the ground theme! Composed by Just Cam, this will be the titular song that plays in the very first world, and the idea for a wholly original soundtrack has been in the works for a while, and I cannot wait to potentially share even more in the future to come. This track will also be available on the YouTube channel for you to listen to. It's a pretty good song. Well, that's all I have to show for this devlog. By the time of writing the script, I've already been working on a whole bunch of new stuff to show in the next one. It just keeps coming. Keep an eye out for a potential tech demo for Boll 2 at some point. Good night.